The Karachaganak oil and gas condensate field is justifiably known as the main asset in the West Kazakhstan Oblast. Its hydrocarbon reserves are one of the largest in the world. The development of the field began in the 1980s, but its large-scale development only started with the arrival of international companies: British BG Group, Italian Eni, American Chevron and Russian LUKOIL. In 2012, the Kazakhstan National Company, KazMunaiGas, joined the KPO Consortium. During the recent history of Karachaganak, its image as the driving force of the economy in West Kazakhstan and as a leader of the national oil and gas industry has been firmly entrenched. Karachaganak Petroleum Operating BV makes a significant contribution to social and economic transformation of the region due to consistent delivery of its commitments as defined in the final production sharing agreement signed by the international partners and the Republic of Kazakhstan. The priority of social support can be considered as well established. Projects include the development of healthcare, education, infrastructure facilities, culture and sports.
На сегодняшний день на средства компании
13 medical institutions, 6 gasification facilities and 19 educational establishments were built at the expense of KPO. A complete list of social projects provided by KPO would take up to several pages. Initially, KPO allocated $10 million a year, and at present this amount has increased to $20 million each year.
The main areas of partnership with local community are clearly defined in the annual report on sustainable development. KPO has mastered such reporting practice and is among the first companies in Kazakhstan to do so. At the end of June, results of the work in the previous year were formally published. They indicate that principles of sustainable development used in the company are fully consistent with international standards and are comparable with the best international practices in this field.
The KPO partnership with the Republic of Kazakhstan ensures that our production plans are fully aligned with the governmental objectives. The sustainable development of the West Kazakhstan region is a key priority. By achieving high-performance results, we aim to maximise the yield from the Karachaganak field for the benefit of all the residents of the region. Successful implementation of social projects becomes possible thanks to the established fruitful cooperation with the authorities of the West Kazakhstan Oblast.
Such interaction makes it possible to resolve some of the most pressing social issues. As a result of this approach, KPO has been recognised a winner in the Republican contest of Paris and received a silver award in the category for the best social project. Such a high appraisal was given for the construction of a secondary school in Uralsk for 1,200 students. In fact, it is a modern educational institution which fully meets international standards. The appeal, All the Best for Children, is equally clear in all languages. The year 2014 isn't an exception. Now the construction of a kindergarten for 290 children is underway in the remote Zhanibek district. Several children's institutions such as these have been built in the regional centre and in the countryside thanks to the KPO help. Notably, new higher living standards are becoming more common everywhere. KPO also plans to construct the Youth and Students Palace in Uralsk, which will create the conditions for the education and development of talented youngsters. Funding of the Children's Rest from the villages of Berlin district, located around the Karachaganak field, remains a long-term project. And for the past several years, during summer holidays, children have improved their health in the summer camp Talap. This year in the autumn, the road, which will provide easy access to the kindergarten for 350 children in Uralsk, will be commissioned. Road construction and repair are one of the most important projects undertaken. This year, a new pavement will be laid on 3 streets of the regional centre at the expense of KPO. Simultaneously, drainage trays will be installed and sidewalks repaired. Similarly to any KPO facility, conformity with high quality standards and reliability is a mandatory condition for each project. As is widely known, health and sports are closely related items. Residents of Uralsk are justifiably proud of the sports facilities implemented at the expense of KPO. One of the first large-scale social projects was the Ice Sports Palace. Here in this largest arena in the region, with stands designed for 1,300 spectators and where national and international competitions are held. The Children and Youth Sports School, which offers figure skating, short track skating, ice hockey and weightlifting sections, is also located here. And when not in use for training or competitions, Uralsk residents come here with their whole families to skate.
I've been doing this for 6 years. I like figure skating so much and I will not give it up. I like to make jumps, rotations, I like speed. I don't skip my classes and I perform very well at school because I want to become a champion.
Another no less required project for KPO was that of a swimming pool in Uralsk. Since 2005, the only children and youth aquatic swim school in the region has been functioning here. Its pupils have achieved notable success at national and international competitions. Preschool groups where children learn to swim are also based here. The schedule also includes time for people with disabilities and children from boarding schools and veterans. In short, the number of those wishing to attend the swimming pool is probably much bigger than it can accommodate.
I've been playing water polo here for 1 year now. Sometimes it can be difficult, but this doesn't prevent me from doing it. I only get A's and B marks at school, and I'm not going to give up the water polo under any circumstances. I think I could become a water polo trainer in the future.
At the expense of KPO, a number of stadiums have been repaired or in fact completely rebuilt in Uralsk. Implementation of another major project is in its final phase. In a new part of the city where rapid housing construction is underway, an indoor tennis complex is nearing completion. This project includes 4 indoor and 4 outdoor courts, gyms, a recreation area and landscaping with an inbuilt sprinkler system. This sports complex is designed both for the development of mass interest sport as well as for the holding of world-class competitions.
The tennis complex is a 2-storey building that will consist of indoor and outdoor tennis courts, including stands with seats for 300 spectators. The tennis hall is divided into 4 playgrounds. On the ground floor, there are a universal gym, medical centre, lobby room and administration lockers. On the second floor, there are a martial arts hall, inventory and spectator stands. Dimensions and layout of playgrounds and places for activities, as well as dimensions of the security zone, including above the playing field, are in compliance with the rules and technological requirements of the respective types of games and activities.
Not far from the tennis court complex, another KPO facility is under construction, the Palace of Arts, named after Kadir Marzali. It is a unique project that has no comparison. The building comprises a concert and conference halls, a library with storage space, and a museum exhibiting Kadir Marzali's personal belongings. Concerts and performances of Masters of Arts will be held on the amphitheatre stage. Undoubtedly, it will become one of the favourite leisure areas for the residents of West Kazakhstan Oblast.
We've been working for KPO for several years. At this moment, we are building an arts centre named after Kazir Mizali in Uralsk. The arts centre includes a lobby, a main concert hall, a conference hall with 30 seats, and a library containing the works of poets and writers from the region. There are multifunctional reading rooms and book depositories in the library. The reading room is divided into the following areas: a catalogue anteroom, a circulating desk book area and reading places. The lecture equipment is provided in the reading room. The conference hall is being planned with 30 seats. It will have a stage and be located on the second floor, together with showers and other rooms. I hope the Arts Centre will be a favourite leisure place for our people.
In the near future, the city park of Uralsk will acquire a new look. Here, at the expense of KPO, the construction of a pedestrian bridge over a Ural tributary, the Chagan River, will be constructed. This will contribute to the development of the park area on its opposite bank. Works on the installation of the lighting systems and small architectural forms will be delivered in the new park area. The bridge length is more than 100 metres, and soon after, a floating pier, a driveway with parking and bikeways will also be constructed here. In time for the new academic year, a new House of Culture in Kaldagati village of Karatobi district was also commissioned.
First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to our sponsor, KPO Company, as well as to the Oblast and District Akimats for their support and help with the construction of our House of Culture.
Social projects are also implemented in the town of Aksai, where the administrative centre of the Karachaganak field is located. A water intake facility and additional water supply pipeline were built there. The heating systems were reconstructed. The town is growing and so public utility sector requires new investments. KPO has allocated $30 million for the development of the infrastructure in Berlin district during 2014 to 2016. These funds are intended for the commencement of construction of the Sports and Health Centre, a boiler house for 2 districts, and in the next year for the repair of several road sections of the Berlin-Aksai and Aksai-Jimti routes. Only Kazakh construction companies are involved in the social project's implementation.
The Akimat of Berlin district of the West Kazakhstan Oblast has been successfully cooperating with KPO in social projects implementation for several years now. Over this time, we've achieved a lot of improvements. Water and heat supply systems were upgraded, a boiler house and secondary school number 6 were built, and several roads were reconstructed. In addition, a number of social projects were implemented in the rural settlements adjacent to the Karachaganak field. On the 5th of August this year, a government decree was signed to stipulate an additional allocation of $10 million per annum for development of social infrastructure in the region during 2014 to 2016 inclusive. That will allow us to address a number of communal and infrastructural issues in the town of Aksai and other settlements in the region. We're going to continue solving social issues of the Berlin district in close cooperation with KPO.
A plan to further increase production at Karachaganak has been developed. This means that additional work for Kazakh suppliers of goods and services will be created. This summer, an agreement on the formation of a working group on the organisation of joint cluster production and the creation of new capacities and modernisation of existing enterprises in Kazakhstan was concluded. This roadmap, signed between KPO and the Aksai Industrial Park, ensures the transfer of advanced technologies to local suppliers. In addition, an agreement on providing assistance in the construction of a pipe-threaded line plant in Aktau was also ratified. Commitments to increase local content in the Karachaganak project are fulfilled in a consistent and systematic way. According to international experts' assessment, KPO has achieved the highest possible success. At the 21st International Petroleum Congress, held this year in June in Moscow, KPO was acknowledged with another award, the KazEnergy Association Medal, which was given for its contribution to the development of a mutually beneficial cooperation.